I did bring the timer myself. So I'm going to talk about a couple of things. First, name tags throughout the history of the conference and some of the travels that the Gong has had. So we started in Pittsburgh and then in Pittsburgh, and I don't have those name tags, but I was there. And that second year, London started, so Europe started theirs, which I didn't make it to. The next year, we went to Montreal, and it moved to Amsterdam. I didn't get to Amsterdam, and I don't have the tag for Montreal. However, starting in 2002, I have St. Louis, and I have Belfast. Actually, not Belfast, Munich. Munich was 2002. I wasn't doing the lightning talks yet. In 2003 in Boca Raton, I started and I used the gong that Dominus had borrowed from someone here in Pittsburgh that was this big and very hard to get anywhere, because even if you carry the huge suitcase that's still technically size legal under a plane, there's no way you can stay under the modern weight limit. So I used that one there. And then in Paris, I didn't do the lightning talks and I don't have the tag. The next year was Buffalo, where I did do the lightning talks there, but I did start doing them for OSCON, and I don't have that tag. And then in the fall, in Belfast, I couldn't take the big one, so I went out and bought the new travel gong, which does fit better under a plane. It has a piece of paper, normal size, that travels with it. When I put it under the plane, it says, "Dear TSA, you are probably looking for the 12-inch gong. It is in the black OSCON bag on top. Thanks, Jeff." And that has picked up several LOLs and thanks. And when I get to the destination, I find the piece of paper in there that says, "We're the TSA and we've been in your bag," and nothing below that level has been disturbed. 2005, we were in Toronto, and then Braga in northern Portugal. 2006, we went to Chicago the first time, and Birmingham in England. 2007, we went to Austin? Houston, and then Vienna. 2008, we were back in Chicago, and then Copenhagen. 2009, I don't have our 2009, Pittsburgh, which I have misplaced. But we went to Lisbon, also in Portugal that year, and this is their badge, which is huge, which unfolds bigly. The back is empty, but it has, among other things, a satellite map of the venue, the subway system, directions to the party for the big night, and some translations, including a few that are no longer conduct safe. Like, do you have a sister? So don't look to the past always for better ways to do things. Columbus and Pisa. I got it. Asheville and Riga, where it's going to be back in 2 months. Madison. I don't have 13 here. In 14, it was Orlando and Sofia, Bulgaria. 15 was Salt Lake City and Granada, Spain. 16, I don't have theirs, but it was in Orlando on our side. Also, we've got this year's 19. Oh, that's not one of these. Oops. That was the Baltimore Pro Workshop. Last year in Salt Lake, and last year in Glasgow, and Alexandria, and Amsterdam in 16. And one more thing about the gong. In 12, I didn't make it to Frankfurt. I was supposed to do it at OSCON out in Portland, but I couldn't make it there either. But I had already had a hotel room reserved, so I mailed the gong to the hotel and arranged for Jim to take my place and sent postage stamps so it could come back in the if it fits, it ships box. But he said, Jeff will be in Frankfurt, I'll just send it along ahead. So he gave it to Abigail, who took it to Frankfurt, who gave it to Leon from London, who does their workshop, and he ran it. And then he said it's got to get back to the US, so he gave it to Schwerin, who took it back to Portland, who held it until March, and then finally mailed it home to me. 15,000 miles and 24 time zone boundaries later, the gong found its way home. Unfortunately, while it was missing, I had a small Linux thing that I needed lightning talks for, and I didn't have the gong, so I used a vuvuzela. And that are my memories.